So I want to talk about the two main ways to go about using the TPad phone. Those two ways are via programming and via non-programming. Now, I know a lot of you are probably saying, Craig, what? Non-programming? Really? That sounds great. And to some extent, it is. But in other ways, it's really detrimental and it really kind of inhibits what you can do with the TPad phone. So we're going to go through each of these ways and talk about the advantages or disadvantages of both of them. So first, let's talk about non-programming. So you still need to be able to generate the haptic data somehow. This is typically done with Photoshop. I've also just used MATLAB before. So I say non-programming, but you still might have to program in MATLAB. You can also do the camera on the phone itself. Now the camera isn't the best tool because you can draw something out and then take a photo of it, and it kind of just maps it in arbitrarily or just directly into a friction map view. But it's good for quick things. And really any image editor that you're comfortable with will work. Editor. So that's how you create the data. Now once you have the data created, you can simply load it onto the phone. So this can be Dropbox, plugging it in and dragging the file over, emailing it to the phone. Any way you can get the image actually onto the phone. Then we have an app that will go on, find those images, and you can select which one you would like to load into friction map view. So you're welcome. We wrote this app for you. But the disadvantage, and we've talked about this before, is that this is static. Not only static, it's really hard to update fluidly. So you really have to go in to the menu, select load a new image, go find the new image, load it up. So it's really something that we use for quick kind of prototypes and stuff like that. But if we're going to run a study or an experiment or want to collect data or be a little more careful about how we go about rendering haptic effects, we really need to go to the programming route. So I'm going to step over here and we're going to talk about how to program with the TPad phone. So programming is based off of Android, and you're actually going to be writing Android apps. So if you're familiar with Android, everything is in Java. So if you know Java, great, good job. If you don't know Java, it's not that hard to get started. And we have some Hello World type code posted online that you can walk through and see kind of what we're doing and how to get started. So very minimal kind of code writing you have to do to get started. The cool thing with programming is once you have everything set up, you can do things like create custom UI. So you can create buttons on the screen that change images. You can create anything on the screen, menus, drop-down menus, scroll bars, everything like that, anything to your heart's content. This also means you can create dynamic effects. So dynamic effects, as we've been talking about, might be something like impacts as you hit a wall or the edge of something. You can even do like springs, dampers. To simulate maybe viscosity or elasticity, something like that. Really, you have full control of all the variables going on. So you know what your position is. It's being updated as your finger moves. You know what its velocity is. You know what its time history is. You can compute anything you want. I mean, you have a full computer at your disposal at this point. We even use OpenCV. I'll put this back up here. OpenCV, which is just a computer vision library. We use that to do a lot of fast computation on image data or anything like that that we want to use. So basically what I'm saying is you have complete control of this virtual environment. It's kind of liberating in one sense, but also crippling in another, since you can do anything you want, but it's kind of hard to figure out where to start. So that's why we have the non-programming way to kind of get things started. And once you understand some of the basics, we switch people to the programming way. But this typically takes a little bit, it's a little harder to set up. You need to set up the correct Android IDE, download our libraries and get them set up. But that's why we put on workshops and we have a forum online and information online of how to get started. So hopefully that gives you a good overview of the two different ways program the TPad phone or non-program the TPad phone and get it working for you.